All right, what's up, guys? So we are going to do Amazon in this session, and we are all the way back in December 2022. So I definitely don't remember what happened here. This is 3 years ago, and I think this is going to be a long video because this is a long time frame ago. Um, so this was what the start of COVID. That's interesting. And I don't know any news here, and from what I can tell from the technicals, this is a pretty good entry point. So because this is a longer time frame, and this seems like a pretty good entry point, I'm going to put in a sizable amount of money. I'm going to put in 5,000, and let's see if it works out. If it doesn't, we can look for another entry down the line. We are still in the bear market here, bear super trend. This must have been pretty long ago. This was 1 year into a bear market. Damn, bro, that would have freaking sucked. Unless we are heading into it right now. Which is very possible because the AI trade right now seems like it's pretty overextended. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's hope we can get another pump before it bleeds out. But never gotten what I wish for, so we're just gonna have to see what happens. Okay, so our side right now is at 69 on the weekly, which is pretty nice. And stochastic RSI looks like an exit point for me. MACD looks like an exit point for me. So I'm gonna sell half my original position, which is 2,500, and let the rest ride a little bit. Plus red candle here. I'm gonna zoom in on the daily and see if this recovers a little bit. I'm trying to look for strength. We just had a 1 year bear market. We're getting some strength here. Uh, plus red super trend. I'm looking at MACDs, looking for recovery here. I'm not getting a lot of strength here. I think if we continue not getting a lot of okay, we recovered. So we got strength. We got strength. And we're back down. Let's look at the 1 week. Are we overextended here? Am I asking for too much? I'm asking too much of trading view, clearly. Because it's refusing to load. There you go. Jesus. Okay. I am asking for too much. So I'm gonna sell. And we'll just watch this keep going up before it goes down, I guess. Okay. That was a okay sell. Um Stochastic RSI looks like a good buy. Let's zoom in a little bit. We are seeing a recovery here, but I want to be very careful. I want to put in a small amount of money and play this recovery, but I want to be out as soon as the recovery ends, if we even get it. We did not get the recovery. We're getting a candle up. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit and see the strength of this recovery. And I don't think the strength is very good, so I'm going to sell out. Okay, I was wrong. Uh, let's see here. Another red super trend, but this looks like a pretty good run. Let's see if I can get in here. Or am I just gonna become cannon fodder? I'm gonna become cannon fodder, am I? That's me in the next war. Okay, we're getting a very, very good uptrend. Very, very good uptrend. It's not much strength, but it's very good uptrend. But we might, yeah, the first candle, first red candle, and I'm out. Uh, okay, downtrend, not much selling pressure. So I'm gonna buy back in. Okay, some consolidation. Let's zoom out. And the trend is almost over. I'm going to wait a little bit for that. Yeah, the RSI is just going to cool down then. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a more opportune time. I'm going to wait for a red super trend because intraday trading, we are doing a few good trades, but we're not making too much money. As soon as I say that, Amazon's just going to keep going up. But I'm going to wait for a more opportune time, increase my rates of a better entry, and just wait this out. Okay, once again, sim trading is not going to be the same as real life trading. You would have lost patience a long time ago. But the goal here is to try to adapt these trading methodologies from simulations into real life. We're getting some good downtrends here. Okay, so I missed that because I was talking like an idiot. Um, but I'm not gonna be talking when I'm actually trading, so it's just once again different. We got a pretty good entry there. Can we recover? I'm gonna say no. Um, Another downtrend, and I'm gonna wait for. Okay, yeah, it's just gonna recover then. Right after I sell. So it looks like we have an uptrend. How long will this uptrend last? I think that uptrend is gonna last pretty long. So I'm gonna put in 3,000 based on that 1 week RSI. We saw that the closest time frame. I already forgot the time frame. Looks like it's about to recover here. So I'm gonna put in 3,000. I think that's what I put in. Wait for a green super trend. Okay. Let me look at the strength. It's gonna cool down. Let's see if yeah, it's holding. It's holding this level. So we're gonna get another green super trend. Let me see how much length this has, or how much room to run it has. I'm gonna say it's not much. And you know, whenever I say that, it can still keep going. But a lot of these indicators that I'm looking at has already maxed out. First red candle, I'm out. Okay, so what I suspect here is that sure, it can continue to move up. The MA still has some room to run, but the RSI signal is already going to cool down. So we are seeing, yeah, the MA move up, and then right when the RSI crosses, it goes down. So I guess I pay more attention to that RSI signal, which is that purple line, than the RSI MA. And we are getting some recovery here. Let's see if that's long-term uptrend. Okay, so we are in an uptrend. So when you trade this in the short term, you're gonna have to be real careful to exit really quickly. So I'm sticking to that 4 hour chart here. Give me like 1 hour intervals. Once again, we really need to exit. Really need to exit because if we don't exit, we're gonna be in the way of the downtrend. So trying to look for a pump here. Can we get a green super trend? I don't think so, guys. I'm gonna cut my loss here, I think. Because I don't want to get in the way of a large downfall on the weekly. So I'm gonna get out of the way. Wait for this to cool down a little bit like we are seeing right now. And there you go. It always cools down, guys. So it's just like a portfolio, like literally. So we're getting some entry here. Let's see if the strength holds up. Not trying to figure out what happened at the time because that would most definitely affect whether I enter or not. I'm just looking at the technicals here. Uh, one day looks pretty weak. We are trying to find an uptrend here on the 1 week. Trying to find a long-term trend of recovery. Let's see if we get that. I'm just gonna keep piling on. Can we get a recovery? I'm going to wait for an extension here on both the normal RSI and stochastic RSI. So stochastic RSI has hit 79, so that's very close to its 80 range. The main RSI still has some room to run. And I'm waiting for that green super trend on that 1 week, which we're getting right now. Let's look at the daily chart. So we have some downtrends here. Might have been earnings. Green super trend on the daily. Let's zoom out a little bit. 2-day. It looks like there is some strength for that 2-day. But that 1 week looks very weak. So we are not getting a strong trend here. We're getting more of a consolidation. This was after a 44% run. So I'm going to sell out here. And we'll see if it goes down. Yeah, we're seeing some curl down here, but it doesn't seem to be a strong curl down. We're getting a chance to buy in here based on that stochastic RSI, and the base RSI isn't at 30, but we're looking at two buy signals here on both the MACD and the stochastic RSI. So we're putting an order here. It's not working out. Just waiting for some sort of recovery here. It's almost breaking out that super trend. Let's zoom in a little bit and see if there's any strength in that. We're getting some strength here. And do we have a long-term trend? I think we might have. We're seeing some red candles here. Let's see if this holds up. It did not. It did not. So at this point, I'm below my average, but I'm just gonna hold through this. And we're getting near the end of the back trend, so I'm just gonna keep going. And yeah, so we made some money here. So I think I definitely made a bit more money because I upped my risk by increasing the amount I buy in at. So yeah, that first trade, the first two trades was pretty good, and then that DCA here, and then we kept making money here. So those were some pretty good trades. I want to go a little bit more in depth here since we still have the data, fortunately. So let's go all the way back here to 2020, 2023. So we got a very, very good entry here at 84. And by the way, guys, I don't really pay attention to the price because I know that Amazon has been up since then. And yes, that affects me because I'm more likely to be bullish because I already know that it's been up, but you can't rip that out. I guess you can if you find someone else to give you the stock. If you can completely randomize it and find someone to get you the stock, but I don't think TradingView has that feature. I wish it did. Uh, it's just unavoidable. So I got a pretty good entry here, not paying attention to the price. Um, and then it seems like I got two exits right off the bat, and then we got a buy at 7, didn't work out at first. Got out at the first sign of weakness, and then uh bought the uptrend, again, and sold near the top. I guess I'll be pretty proud of that. And then we missed out on a crap ton of movement here. So this is just, you know, one thing against trading is that you're gonna miss out on pretty big runs. So that's why you gotta pay attention to the intraday and see if you can scalp anything. Um, but it goes to show, if you invest for the long term, you can get just as much as if you were to trade. So I also have to figure out, whether trading is my thing or not. The good thing about trading is that you do have cash flow in and out. But if you were to invest, you would have gotten a lot of these gains without having to buy in and out, and you could actually have a real job, which I do have a real job. It's just that I've been really thinking about whether I want to quit this job, and this one I'm trying to see if I can actually make money on trading. And it's a very hard job. Trust me, guys, with so many different time frames, and the hard part isn't even on executing the trades. It's just literally waiting for the trades to make money, because that takes time. Okay, and you also have to manage your execution size correctly, and manage your actual real life to not have to sell those positions uh, to cover your debt, for example. Very hard job, but I've seen people do it. I think it's possible, and I just need more practice on this. And maybe I am using too fast of a speed to replay. Um, we can work on that, but as a as a what would you call it? Proof of concept. Um, this style of trading works, but it's still a proof of concept. To actually find out if it works, I would need years of real time data, and that is going to take a lot of work. So that's it for this video, and that's it for today's sessions. I don't think I'm going to be simulation trading anymore. So yeah.